To be honest, have you guys ever wondered, what is a shogun exactly? Was he a king? Then why is there an emperor? During much of Japanese history, the shogun was practically the ruler of Japan, but not technically the ruler of Japan. The emperor was technically the ruler of Japan, but not in a practical sense. The history of politics in pre-modern Japan is very complicated, but to put it simply, if Japan were a company, the emperor was like the owner of the company, and the shogun was like the CEO who did the actual running of the company. The emperor and the imperial court used to own and manage Japan, but they didn't do a particularly good job in many areas. Peasants were starving and getting killed everywhere because of the imperial court's general ignorance towards anything outside of Kyoto, the capital then. They didn't even set up police organizations outside Kyoto. So peasants had to arm themselves to protect themselves, their crop, their land, and their loved ones. That's why samurai came about in rural areas. Because the court didn't give a shimane prefecture about their lives. So samurai were these military professionals positioned under the emperor and the imperial court. So whenever the court had a dispute within itself and they had to fight each other, who did the actual fighting? The samurai. So after each civil war was settled, the court and samurai were like, well done, samurai general. Way to go choking the last breath out of the faction I don't like. Now you can hog all the power there is. You can go home now. In this battle, many of us lost several siblings. Some of us lost our offspring. Hypothetically, let's say we didn't get compensated in any way. I wonder whose last breath we might be choking out next. So finally, in the 12th century, it was like the owner of Japan was coerced to give up his role as the CEO of Japan to the head of all samurai. He was given the title Sei Taishogun, which was traditionally a title for the military general, but in reality, he practically became the ruler of all of Japan. So the title Sei Taishogun, shogun for short, came to be understood as the title for the CEO of Japan. The emperor and the imperial court system were kept alive as the owner of Japan, even though they didn't have much military, financial, or political power. That way, it was more convenient for the shoguns of the time because, no, it's not like I'm forcing everyone to obey me. I was appointed by the emperor. The rightful owner of the country is saying, I should call the shots. Not all my descendants are gonna be as charismatic as I, the founder of the shogunate. But they are rightfully shogun because they were appointed by the emperor. Yes, exactly, Takashi-kun, you get an A. There were 3 shogunates in the history of Japan, so I'm skipping a lot of details, but that is basically what the shogun was in pre-modern Japan, Takashi-kun, you get an A.